driving in the neighborhood right now. This is like freaking crazy. Do you hear that? It's like a knocking sound. I'm gonna turn it off.
All right, turn it off.
What's going on, guys? Back to working on the LS swap today. I could not do a test fire in my last video because I didn't have a starter. However, I have a starter installed and that is good to go. Also installed the shifter, put in a new rear pinion seal, and went ahead and put the rear drive shaft in as well, which means we are ready for a test fire this morning. Went ahead and pushed the Jeep out of the garage. It was getting a little stuffy in there and the Jeep was kind of getting nasty. So I gave it a bath and now it is time to go over all the things I need to do with the wiring so we can test fire this thing for the first time. For those of you that have been following along on this project, you already know I am putting a 5.3 into my Jeep Wrangler. We briefly kind of have discussed the wiring setup that we're going with. I'll go over it again and I'll actually have Ben help me out here because it's not my specialty. I'm not gonna claim it. It's kind of boring, honestly.
I think it's the most exciting part.
So we've got a standalone harness that we got from eBay and a factory GM computer that I also got from eBay. Now, in a previous video, I kind of talked about, we kind of hooked up the wiring harness with the standalone harness. It's hooked up, ready to go. However, we're not gonna finish that because I'm gonna switch the game plan up a little bit and go with the Holley Terminator Max kit. However, it is on back order, so just kind of waiting for that to come in. But in the meantime, we can still test fire this thing.
We also have to make sure this thing runs.
Yeah, we don't know. We still unknown.
Before we keep buying all these parts, let's make sure it works.
My fingers are crossed though. Starting with the harness, it comes with instructions, but a couple things you got to do to get a test fire is going to be hooking up a positive to the battery, a negative to the battery, and then also to a switched positive. So you should have your electrical schematics if you're doing a project like this. For us, it was the pink and green wire, and you want to make sure it's a switched positive for a key on and for cranking. It's not for
Yeah, like a lot of it, like your radio. People hook it up to the radio, but your radio doesn't get power when the engine's cranking over. So then the computer's like, I'm not turning on.
So I got that done for the harness side, and then also off of eBay, went ahead and got a new gas pedal and a tack module. You need to get one for the same year engine that you have. So 2005 Silverado is what we have. So we got that. Haven't mounted it yet, obviously. And also on the engine side, we've got our relays and fuse box right here. We are running to the fuel pump because the GM computer is going to be controlling the fuel pump. So got a positive going down, just kind of hooking up to where the fuel pump is, and then got the ground going back to
I think that's super safe.
First, it's just don't touch them.
Don't touch them. We're good to go.
They're bright colors. So Ben, do you want to take it away on the Jeep side because it's a little messy over there?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
You can see that's his work.
This is my work. Okay, is that your work over there? A lot better. All right, so I'm gonna make this quick. Should I make it quick or extremely long?
Short, quick.
Short.
And we'll go over it later.
All right, so the Jeep harness, we pulled this out when we did the swap.
And it looks bad, guys, but it's really not.
Well, it's not done. So you lay your entire Jeep wiring harness out on the floor.
Take it out.
And I guess before you even do that, label all of your plugs when you take it off the engine. So this is like, the 4-wheel drive indicator. We want to keep that. Now what you could do is just bundle up your entire wiring harness, not cut anything, and only use the sensors that are needed. Or I think,
Which isn't a bad idea if you don't want to deal with it.
Did you go over what sensors are needed in a previous video?
Yes, I have. So
okay.
We'll find it, or
cool.
I can let you know.
The sensors that aren't needed, you would just chop off the end. So say we didn't need this. We would cut it off, undo all of our wiring loom, and then just follow one wire at a time up to the plugs and cut it there.
Or if you get to a T, you don't want to cut the T because you don't know what else is running, so you just cut that wire up to under wherever it's connected to.
Exactly, because like this black wire, if we didn't need it, it's a ground. If we just cut it up there, then we lose grounds throughout. It's very easy. You just follow the wire up as far as it goes, chop it there. Now there are a lot of leftover things we need, but to test fire it,
we don't need them
yet. The only thing we need, where is it? This is our transmission range sensor.
And this is super important because it's that safety feature of being able to turn your engine over when you're in park or neutral only, okay? You don't want to have your Jeep in drive and turn the key on and it just starts going, especially if you have kids. So I like that safety feature, keeping it, I like it.
I'm gonna tell people how to bypass it if they want. If you want. So if you want your Jeep to just start up no matter what gear you're in, it's the yellow and blue wire. When the transmission is in park or neutral, this wire gets ground out. So if you want to bypass it, just stick this wire, hook it up to ground, it'll start no matter what. So for a test fire, we are just gonna run this to ground.
Test fire only, do not recommend in the real world.
When we're finishing the wiring, that is kind of stuff that we'd have to integrate to the new Chevy transmission. And then also in here is like we have our reverse lights and everything, all that stuff.
Could you imagine a dog though? What if a dog just hit it while like you weren't in there? And you go to like start your car
in the morning?
And you know it was in drive?
I feel like, I mean, most people kind of make sure it's in park.
Crazier things
But that's it. I think with that grounded out, and you reuse the Jeep starter wire going down to the starter, and everything should turn on.
Ben has been banned from playing with the starter after breaking it the other day.
Well, it's good to go.
So should we just go ahead and fire it up? I mean, we got all the wiring done. We got all the fluids in, right? We got transmission fluid, engine, coolant, power steering, brake fluid. I haven't checked that actually, but
Blinker fluid.
Looks good. Blinker fluid. We're good. I think we're good. We should just turn it over.
You want to do it?
Yeah, let's see if it starts. Here goes nothing.
You think it's going to do it?
I hope it does. I don't know why. Key is inside. That might be helpful.
No.
Forgot to mention that you'll need the key for a test
You do
fire.
need the key.
That was not included. Okay. I'll prime it. Check for some leaks.
You got some turn signal
My
action?
turn was on. Ah!
Man.
Everything's on. What the hell did I do last time?
Do you hear the fuel pump running? Do it one more time. Yeah, the fuel pump's kicking on.
All right. No leaks? No leaks?
I don't see fuel anywhere.
I'm scared. What if it doesn't start?
Should I grab a fire extinguisher?
It's in the back of the JK, right? We got a water hose. It'll be fine.
All right, go for it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Look at it, not that it would sound any different.
That is so loud.
Woo! My own cam, 5.3.
Man, everything's smoking.
Now it's not tuned yet. Obviously, we haven't done any tuning to it, but it runs. It sounds so good. So good.
It is not what a Jeep's supposed to sound like.
Not at all. That looks like it's just water from the bath we gave it.
Yeah.
Do you hear that?
What?
It's like a knocking sound.
No? Where?
I mean, it sounds like it's from the top. It sounds like a knocking sound. You hear that now?
Yeah.
That's not
Hold up.
accurate. Fix it.
Yeah, I hear it.
I'm gonna turn it off.
All right, turn it off. Yeah, wait.
That's not a good sign. It's a knocking sound.
Yeah. It's definitely from this side over here.
It sounded, yeah, the top rightish.
You want to hold the camera?
Yeah. Go investigate further. Yeah, you can hear it now. Listen.
Oh, yes, right here. That's tapping.
Yep, it's like a tapping on the right.
It's like a tap. It's not a knock, but I'm going to listen to the oil pan. Oh, come down here. Listen. Do you hear that?
I wonder if you can even hear it on the GoPro.
It's from the block.
I'm gonna turn it off.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What the? Ah!
What in the world? It's that plastic piece.
Alright, I'm gonna turn it off, see if we can get that secured.
Alright. This is plastic cover.
Up here?
Yeah.
Well, is it
You want me to-
leaking? Because when you were moving it, like liquids were dropping.
So yeah, we definitely
Oh yeah, I
have
can
water.
see it right in there.
You see that?
Yep.
Whatever that is vibrating on the flywheel.
And it's making it sound like a
Like a
knock
tick.
tap.
So
It's like, yeah, it's a
all this
tick.
stuff coming down, I don't know if that's like a coolant leak or if that's water from where we washed the Jeep.
Maybe should have rethought the washing first. So good news is that the engine was not making a knocking or a tapping sound. I'm gonna take that plastic cover off, and other than that, it sounded healthy, right? Like it sounded so good. It was so nice to hear it fire up for the first time. That cam sure does sound good. Still need to get it tuned and everything, but I am pretty happy right now. Where's the water? Probably because we gave it a bath earlier.
Why did we decide to
Give it a bath before that? I don't know. Now looking for like
so, yeah, that's it. I mean, it has to be this. So when we washed it, it came in through the hood louver and it's just chilling. All the water's chilling here on the manifold.
dripping down there.
So it's just dripping down. Hopefully.
That's fine. It's good. I don't think there's any leaks. We'll turn it back on again, recheck for leaks and everything. But it runs.
That is a good.
It runs. Nothing alarming.
You know how much it would have sucked if we started like that was like rod
Yeah,
knock or
that
something.
would've,
But that's why we tore the engine out. It was pretty good. Everything looked good.
I can only imagine that happening.
I'll grab what? I think it's like a 10mm. Pop that off.
Pop it off, take it off, and then
I think
we should take it for a test drive.
You gonna mount the gas pedal?
I mean, we don't need to.
Show 'em.
Let's see. All right. So the torque converter volts, we're hitting it kind of like right in here and right in here, causing it to vibrate.
It was literally hitting it, so every time it passed, it was making that.
I made it sound like a tapping sound. So got that off. I'm gonna start it back up again and give it a rev or two. Make sure there's no other weird sounds, weird leaks.
Don't start it up yet.
Right when you're right under it.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Vroom, vroom. A lot better.
Yeah.
Come listen to it now. All you hear is the exhaust. That sounds so much healthier. Yeah, there's no engine noise at all.
Yeah, you just hear. Listen to that exhaust though. I like the sound of it. Ben thinks it's a little loud for the neighborhood.
That's loud. You ready? Let's see.
A little.
Go around to the back so you can hear it. Ready?
Hit it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, tell them to put the exhaust up all the way. We'll figure that out later, but give it again. Do it again. Woo! That exhaust sounds so good. Haven't finished hooking it up back there. We'll do that later, but that sounds good. You can't even hear the engine.
It's not tuned or anything. Do you think this would reach?
On the inside?
And you steer it,
And you
and I
gas
give
it?
us gas?
That is gonna be the bumpiest ride. I can see it now. Ben gas, me brake. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, I'm just gonna straight floor it.
I mean,
You're gassy.
I steer, you gas, I brake. If it reaches inside, it could work. We could go like down the road.
Let's test it.
You wanna test it?
Yeah.
Don't try this at home. This should be
This is
interesting.
probably highly illegal in many states.
But I'm gonna move the charger out of the way. In other news, I got it back from the shop. All of the body damage over here, not body damage, but all of the panel's been fixed over here on the side. It was just part of this right here, the side panel all the way up. They repainted it, fixed the spot on the wheel, and she sounds just as good as ever. You ready for this?
That's louder.
That is louder. That honestly sounds better, actually, and I hate that I'm saying that on camera. Wait, I gotta move the charger first. Freaking auto park. So hopping in the Jeep. I think I realized I haven't talked to you guys about the shifter since we put it in. So made a little floor plate, welded some studs to it, and then just attached the shifter and cut out a little bit of the trim here. It's definitely a DIY option, but it looks pretty good. Need to work on a shift boot cover.
Crown roll
Probably
bag.
a Crown Royal bag, some color. This is about to be super sketch, but at least we have brakes.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody test drive a vehicle like this.
All right. Oh, I keep reaching for the gas like that. Right? I'm gonna reach for the gas because, but there's nothing there. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Take two.
Oh, did you unplug the fuel?
I don't know. I know. Oh yeah, the ground. You hold the thing in?
Yeah. You're in
It
reverse?
should just like reverse on its own, right? Like a.
Yeah.
Okay, seatbelt.
Oh, yeah, put your seatbelt on. Make sure.
Woo!
Brake test.
Brake works.
Cool.
Okay, hold my seatbelt. The steering's hooked up. Mirror. Okay, this is good enough. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This is like an adrenaline rush, honestly.
All right. And then you're gonna have to take over the camera because I got gas pedal duty.
Woo!
I'm gonna give it a little gas. You ready?
This is no gas. Okay.
All right.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, this is harder than I thought. Okay.
Guys, we are on the freaking road.
Did it shift? I felt like it shifted.
Yeah, it shifted.
We're going
This is
in.
wild.
This is hard. This is very like hard not to.
Okay, there's people there. I'm gonna
People, put your camera down.
camera down. All right, here we go. We are still going. Steering's good. Gas is good. Gas works.
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it. Whoa, she shifted again. There's fourth.
She shifts good.
She's totally in
start braking.
I am.
Okay.
Oh my god, I got power shop brakes. Get out of here.
Oh.
So we're driving. None of the gauges work. I mean, the tack module's in the way, but we haven't wired up the dash yet.
But she runs.
But she runs. We are driving in the neighborhood right now. This is like freaking crazy.
Oh man.
Wow, I am test driving this thing for the first time. This is the first time driving a freaking, I think like an LSV8 and a Jeep. Like,
we need to tune it. It does feel a little rough.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a little bit, like when I give it gas, it's like, oh, yeah. It's like,
it sounds really good. Stop gassing. There's a golf cart. All right, bye guys. Oh my God, we got the eye from that guy.
Did it?
I went to go give it gas. Okay, give it a little bit. It's a little rough. It needs a tune, but this is nice. I don't have to drive. I just steer and
You're
brake.
just steering.
We're probably going about like,
I'd say this is probably 20 miles an hour.
About 20.
Because that's the speed limit in the neighborhood.
20, 25. I don't even know.
Should I give it more gas?
Give a little more?
I've never realized how stiff these things are, like your gas pedal, until you try doing it by hand. When you're doing it by foot, it's so easy to drive it.
Gosh, that just sounds amazing. I really wish the dash was working, my RPM, speedometer. I wish all that was working so I could see like where it's shifting and all that stuff.
It seems like the RPMs are pretty low.
It seems pretty low. Wow, this is so cool. I can't stop smiling. I don't know what to say, guys. Do the swap. This is great.
I want to floor it so bad.
Okay, into the driveway. Yeah. A little bit. Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Now it's just like finishing touches at this point. It's just like all like the small stuff. Yeah, park it please before I forget to. I'm turning her off. Now it's just like finishing touches, like all the small stuff you don't really like have to do in that moment, like finishing the exhaust. Now we have to install the pedal and the tachometer.
Well, unless the Holley Kit comes in.
Holley Kit's gonna come in, and then we have to take the freaking wiring harness off and plug all the new one in. We got a lot to do still. God, why'd you do that? I was on a high. Wow, that was fantastic. You wanna do it again? Okay guys, so she starts, she runs, and she drives, and it sounds freaking amazing doing all three of those. I am so happy right now. Like, I feel like all those big hurdles I have finally passed. The swap is coming together, and I can actually like reap the rewards of all the work I've done the past 6 months. So next would be focusing on the wiring. However, I would go ahead and clean all of this up, but I'm waiting for that Holley Terminator Max kit to come in, and I don't want to like kind of start doing all this if I'm going to be replacing it anyway. So a couple reasons going with the Holley kit. We are limited by the GM factory computer, so it does have a cam in here. We need to get it tuned, but with the Holley kit, it's self-tuning. You just kind of put your cam specs in, and it's also a high performance computer. So I feel like in the end, I'm going to be more happy with like the Holley setup compared to.
Like, we kind of decided to do that like with my swap, with the Hemi swap. You know, we have the like Chrysler computer, and to get more performance out of it, we got to tune it. And you know, neither of us are tuners.
No,
so you know, and you're always limited when you're using like a factory computer. There's only so many changes you can do, whereas like aftermarket computers, they're made
the
for
options are almost like unlimited
performance. You know, like they're like, hey, how much horsepower can we get out of this bad boy?
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna do it.
So that's kind of like one of the things we're just kind of waiting on. I got to figure out when that's going to come in. But in the meantime, I can go ahead and plug in some of the stuff that's related to the Jeep computer. So I got 4-wheel drive indicator. Let's see what else. We got the speedometer. Go back to the transfer case. I don't even know where that's at.
Who knows?
Got to find it. Finish up some of that. Another thing real quick is the Jeep computer does not know that the engine is running right now. Like nothing is hooked up, so my oil pressure gauge isn't working, and that's not gonna
So on the 04 and up, this is kind of crazy. Jeep.
And it took us a little bit to figure this out. We had to research this like crazy.
Jeep 04 and up, the oil pressure gauge is not really a gauge. It's a switch on off. So 04 and up, they moved it. If the Jeep has more than 7 PSI of oil pressure, your gauge reads halfway.
Just boom,
right?
done.
Boom, good. If it goes down to like 30 PSI, the gauge still stays in the middle. It's only gonna go down if it goes under 7 PSI. And
it's 7 or 8.
7 or 8, like which is low. And they did that because people were complaining about like oil pressure. So 04 and up, Jeep's like, hey, you either have good oil pressure or don't. So it's kind of crazy. So they programmed the oil pressure gauge into the Jeep computer to kind of look like it's moving when you give it gas. So long story short, we have to install the Novak emulator, which is gonna run our tachometer and tell the computer that this engine's running. So we would now get our RPMs and oil pressure.
Yeah, oil pressure.
So we're gonna have to probably figure out a different setup to read actual oil pressure, because the Jeep setup is cheesy.
Well, with the Holley Terminator Kit, like the screen on there, the one that we're routing in.
LCD,
so we'll be able to check that out.
It would tell us what the actual oil pressure is. I just thought that was crazy. Is that Jeep?
They did that.
It's just an on-off switch, and the ECM or the computer actually makes the gauge move a little bit depending on the RPM that it's reading. Man,
a little wild, right?
Once I found that out, I'm like, Jeep, you are crazy. Like, they're trying to trick people to think you have good oil pressure. It's like, okay, it's above 7 PSI, big whoopty.
We're good.
Man, we just went off on a tangent there.
Yes, we did. After looking around, making sure we didn't have any leaks, we do have one little bitty one under the Jeep. I can't really show you, but the transmission.
You can look on the ground, see that right there.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
So.
The transmission oil pan is leaking just a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and order a new one of those. Also get one with the drain plug on the bottom, so we don't actually have to drop the oil pan to change the transmission oil. Man, I feel like this is a lot, actually, finishing touches. Got to figure out our intake situation, got to route the intake. What else are we gonna do under here? What am I forgetting to tell people? Did we haven't plugged the horn back in yet, have we?
Boom.
Finishing touch, guys. I didn't even know that. You ordered a new horn?
Yeah.
Ow, ow!
Hella horn.
Hella horn. All right, so we need to do that. Okay, so intake, horn, wiring, big one, transmission pan, finished exhaust later. Okay, anyway, we got a bunch of, ooh.
It's 2. Probably a low and high.
You wanna do that now?
Install this now?
Might as well.
Out of everything we need to do.
Not in the video, okay.
Horns?
So
actually, yeah, because maybe, let's install those real quick. At least wire them up, see what they sound like?
Yeah.
Okay.
While he's doing that, we have some upgrades coming up on the Charger. Finally got it back from the shop. Guys, I love this car. I am normally not a car person, but this thing is just, it is so perfect. It is amazing to drive. So got some cool upgrades coming on that. And then we're gonna take it out to the track. And then shortly after that goes to the track, we're going to be doing a Hemi versus LS race at the track.
Yeah.
Quarter mile.
Go hit the horn. We got one hooked up.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the low or high, so
Ready?
don't judge it.
Do I have to turn it on? I shouldn't have to turn it on, right?
I don't think so.
The battery still hooked up? Did we unhook the battery?
The battery's hooked up.
Nada.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Dang.
So we can get an LS swap to run, but we can't change a horn, apparently.
Try it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Nothing.
What?
We're gonna scratch the horn project. Okay, we'll have to worry about that later. That is...
Oh, the fuse blew. Hold up.
Oh!
It probably blew a while ago. We've never known it.
Did the horn even work on this before we started this swap? I have no idea. I don't even remember.
Let's give her a shot.
I'm gonna try honking it. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Is that the high or the low?
It's both. They're both hooked up.
Oh. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Those were cheap too.
Really?
They were like...
So the horn is done. I will link those in the video description below, along with some other things we are doing on this swap. I have a running list of everything I'm using, and I will have it for you guys very, very soon. As always, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we will be back soon. My name's Cassie, and keep Jeeping classy.